He may be the most elegant footballer who ever lived, a touch that silenced stadiums, vision that redefined what a midfielder could be, a World Cup, a Ballon d'Or, a world record transfer. Yet for millions, the defining image of Zinedine Zidane isn't a goal, it's a headbutt in the last match he ever played. That contradiction begins long before Berlin. On June 23, 1972, Zinedine Zidane was born on the northern fringe of Marseille. His parents, Smail and Malika, had emigrated from the Kabylie region of Algeria, settling in La Castellane, a concrete housing estate built for post-colonial migrants. By the 1970s, the district was isolated, carrying a 60% unemployment rate and the heavy weight of urban neglect. Inside their cramped apartment, the family of 7 lived with strict, modest discipline. Smail worked overnight as a warehouse watchman, meaning the children often ate meals in rotating shifts. Outside, the neighborhood was tough, but it became Zidane's sanctuary. At 5 years old, he stepped onto Place Tartane, a narrow square of uneven pink paving stones that served as his first pitch. There were no coaches, just older boys and a makeshift ball. On those rough stones, he learned to shield the ball, finding a quiet, immovable focus amidst the noise. It was here, in a world where respect had to be earned through effort, that the calm authority of his game was born. At age 13, Cannes scout Jean Varot recognized the raw talent hiding behind a quiet, sometimes volatile temper. Varot brought the teenager to the AS Cannes Youth Academy, where the young midfielder had to learn to channel his fierce competitive energy into disciplined play. On May 8, 1989, at just 17 years old, he made his senior debut against Nantes. 2 years later, on February 10, 1991, he scored his first professional goal with a clever lob against the same opponent, earning a red Renault Clio from the club president as a reward. A 1992 transfer to Girondins de Bordeaux brought him under the guidance of coach Roland Courbis, who soon dubbed him Zizou, a name that stayed with him for life. Playing alongside teammates like Christophe Dugarry, his vision and soft first touch began to unlock defenses across France. This was not a sudden miracle, but a steady proof of technical brilliance. By 1996, he guided Bordeaux on an unexpected run to the UEFA Cup final, orchestrating a famous quarter-final upset of AC Milan along the way. Though they lost the final to Bayern Munich, his calm control on the pitch had made him visible far beyond France. In the summer of 1996, a €3.2 million transfer brought Zidane to Juventus. Turin was not a place for mere showmen. Under manager Marcello Lippi, the Italian giants operated with cold, defensive discipline. Lippi demanded tactical intelligence to match Zidane's natural flair, forcing the young playmaker to drop back, protect the ball, and dissect the toughest defenses in the world. This intense environment forged a complete central midfielder. He led Juventus to consecutive Serie A titles in 1997 and 1998, while also reaching consecutive Champions League finals. In Italy, his art met structure, turning his raw elegance into a weapon of absolute control. By 1998, this evolution was complete, earning him the Ballon d'Or and proving he belonged on the grandest stage in Europe. On July 12, 1998, inside the Stade de France, Zidane became a national icon. Facing Brazil in the World Cup final, he rose twice in the first half to power 2 headers past Claudio Taffarel, carrying the hopes of a diverse, expectant nation. The 3-0 victory sparked an unprecedented wave of unity, with his face projected onto the Arc de Triomphe. His performance that summer secured his status as the world's best player, validated by his Ballon d'Or. 2 years later, he led France to the Euro 2000 title, solidifying a period of historic international dominance. These honors provided permanent proof that his reputation rested on absolute success at the highest level. On July 9, 2001, Real Madrid president Florentino Perez secured the most coveted signature in world football. Zidane moved to the Spanish capital for a world record fee of €77.5 million, a staggering sum that redefined the financial boundaries of the sport. At 29, he became the artistic centerpiece of the Galacticos, a team built for spectacle alongside superstars like Luis Figo and Raul. The ultimate test of this grand project arrived on May 15, 2002, at Hampden Park in Glasgow. Real Madrid faced Bayer Leverkusen in the UEFA Champions League final, tied at 1-1 as halftime approached. In the 45th minute, Roberto Carlos chased down a high-lofted pass, sending a looping cross back toward the edge of the 18-yard box. The ball descended from the Scottish sky at an awkward, steep angle. While others might have controlled it, Zidane did not hesitate. Shifting his weight onto his right foot, he swung his left leg in a sweeping, gravity-defying arc, catching the ball on a perfect volley. The strike flew past goalkeeper Hans-Jörg Butt into the top corner. It was a moment of absolute technical execution under maximum pressure, a flash of pure instinct that delivered Madrid's 9th European title and cemented his place as a global icon. In the summer of 2006, Zinedine Zidane wore the captain's armband for France, embarking on what he announced would be his final international tournament. At 34, his movement remained masterful, delivering dominant performances against Spain and a heavily favored Brazil. He recorded 3 goals during the competition, leading with a quiet, steady authority, a reassuring touch on a teammate's shoulder, a calm word in moments of high anxiety. He controlled the tempo of matches with a familiar slow-motion grace, carrying a transitioning French squad all the way to the final in Berlin. On July 9th, France faced Italy with the world watching. Zidane opened the scoring with an audacious early penalty, but as the match ground into the 110th minute of exhausting extra time, the physical and emotional pressure of his final match hung heavily in the air. Then, a verbal exchange with Italian defender Marco Materazzi shattered the composure. Materazzi spoke, Zidane stopped, turned, and struck the defender in the chest with a sudden, forceful headbutt. The referee immediately showed a straight red card, ejecting the French captain. The image of Zidane walking past the World Cup trophy, his head bowed, became an instant tragic monument. It was a raw, human fracture under the brightest lights, exposing the fierce vulnerability that had always coexisted with his elegance. His international career ended not with a trophy, but with a silent walk down the tunnel, sealing a sudden and absolute retirement from the game. 10 years after walking away from the pitch, Zidane returned to the ultimate pressure of Madrid. In August 2014, he began quietly coaching Real Madrid Castilla, learning the trade away from the brightest lights. Then, on January 4th, 2016, the club called him to lead the first team. Where others brought rigid tactics, Zidane brought his trademark quiet authority, commanding the locker room with instant respect. He did not micromanage. He listened, rotated his squad, and trusted his players. The results rewrote modern football history. Under his guidance, Real Madrid claimed the 2017 La Liga title and captured 3 consecutive Champions League trophies, a feat never before achieved in the modern era. This second peak relied on the quiet power of his leadership, shaping a new generation of champions. Zidane's legacy is not a contradiction, but a monument to human complexity. In today's era of robotic precision, his flawed, breathtaking artistry remains irreplaceable. He proved that genius is rarely quiet, and beauty is never simple. Will football ever see another player quite like Zinedine Zidane?